Welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and I've got one of the latest guitars from AIO All-in-One Guitars. Now, AIO is a guitar brand, but they also have a shop here in the Los Angeles area. And one of my favorite designs that they have, really maybe my favorite period from AIO, is these neck-through Strat and Tele shape guitars. And this is one right here. Now, this is called the S2, the AIO S2, and what they have is the S3, the S2, and the S1. The S3 is your more traditional bolt-on neck style guitars, and they've got Strat versions and Tele versions. The S2 is using the same body shapes, but this multi-piece, really beautiful neck-through construction, and then the S1 is kind of the super Strat version of that. So it still has the neck through construction, but it's got 24 frets and in some cases a Floyd Rose bridge. Really cool stuff. And like I said, this one here is the S2. So it's a really cool combination of traditional with these traditional Strat body shapes, and then in some cases you can even get them with the 3 single coil pickups like a classic Strat. It combines those traditional elements with this really beautiful modern neck through construction. And the way they do these, right, is it's a multi-piece walnut and maple neck. I also have the 3 single coil pickup version of this guitar. In fact, I've had that for quite a while, and that one has just like a natural stain finish on it, so it actually lets you see the construction a lot more easily. This version and some of the more recent versions that they've released have sort of colored finishes. So this is still like a satin finish, but it's still just a little bit transparent where you can still see the construction. They also have a color they're calling boysenberry, which is this really nice kind of striking dark purple color. I'll have links to their website down in the video description below where you can check out all the different pickup variations and different colors that they have available. But like most of the AIO or the old AIO Wolf guitars, these things are super affordable, even though it's this really kind of nice neck-through construction. It's got an ebony fretboard, just really good build quality overall. Wilkinson bridge, I should mention. Even though it's got these good components and great construction, these guitars cost usually around $500. This one's like $549, and I believe if you're in the US, that includes free shipping. So super affordable guitars. The other thing is the setup on these guitars is always so well done. Aside from just the cool guitars themselves, the other thing that AIO is really known for is the quality setup work that they do on each of these guitars. And this isn't just like, you know, lower the bridge, adjust the truss rod. We're talking like fret leveling, crowning, doing the corners really well, polishing of the frets, also adjusting the nut slots for the strings. A ton of work goes into these guitars after even they come out of the factory, and that's something that AIO and especially Jen over there at the shop, that's something that they really pride themselves on. And if you look at the reviews for these guitars, aside from what I'm talking about, just look at the customer reviews, you'll see that consistently these are really, really great playing guitars. Really because of not just the components, but all that detailed, personalized setup that goes into the guitars. This one here actually has even lower action than the last couple of guitars that I've gotten from AIO. So I don't know how exactly, but incrementally as time goes by, they're able to get better and better and more precise setups on these instruments. I love that. Now let's see, I already mentioned the Wilkinson bridge. It's got Grover tuners up here. Also, this one has coil splitting, which is a great feature, especially on that bridge pickup. As nice as a traditional 3 single coil Strat is, for my money, I always want to have a humbucker in the bridge position. When I'm playing the rhythm parts, I want to have that punchy, cutting power that the humbucker really gives you. You balance that out with the really glassy sweet tones from a nice single coil neck pickup, and you've got some phenomenal sounds all in one guitar. Now, speaking of sound, let's go ahead and get into the sound demo so you can really hear what this guitar sounds like. I'm going to use my Boss IR200 amp and cabinet simulator for the demo, go through some higher gain stuff and some lower gain stuff, And one of the reasons I like to use that Boss unit is it costs around $350, $400. So sometimes people think that I'm using a whole bunch of expensive studio gear in order to make these kind of affordable guitars sound better than they really do, and that's really not the case at all. I'm using pretty, like equal budget gear, like recording gear, compared to the guitar. So the whole setup, everything that you're hearing in the video, all together, the guitar, the amp simulator, everything, altogether, that's under $1,000 easily. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. But of course, real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new affordable guitars and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you've not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's plug this back in and listen to how it sounds. Okay guys, let's talk about the playability of this guitar. So this is one of these guitars that is just effortless to play. It doesn't fight you at all. Obviously, it's a familiar body shape. If you've ever played a Strat, then this body shape is going to, it's going to feel like an old friend giving you a hug, right? But the other thing is that the satin finish all over the body, and especially on the back of the neck, combined with the smoothness of the ebony fretboard and this incredible setup that they do with the fret finishing, the whole guitar, like, there's nothing on it anywhere that slows you down. There's nothing where your hand is going to drag or get caught on anything. It's all rounded, polished, finished so well. So yeah, this is just a guitar that gets out of your way and lets you play the way you want to play. Now, I love the sound of this guitar. I'm not a big middle pickup guy. I have a tendency to hit it with my pick, and it's just not a sound that I use that much because I like the kind of extreme differences between a bridge pickup, especially a humbucker like this one, and a nice glassy sounding neck pickup, again like this. So I usually go back and forth between those two positions, maybe do some little tweaking with the volume knob, things like that. But that being said, a lot of people, you know, do have the preference where they want a middle pickup, and with a 5-way switch and the 3 different pickup positions and the tone knob with coil splitting, I mean, you got a ton of different sounds that you can get out of this guitar. The other thing, right, is the look of this guitar. Even though I'm kind of a metal guy, especially like an 80s metal guitarist, sometimes just a flat or a satin black guitar comes across as a little bit boring to me. It's like if you're standing on the back of the stage in the arena, you know, like, and you've got this satin black guitar, you're going to blend in with the curtains back there, right? It's going to be hard to see. Sometimes, you know, I prefer like a purple or the boysenberry color they have, or something like that, something a little more louder, a little bit more attention getting. That being said, the fact that this is like a transparent black finish, and you can still see the individual pieces of wood of the neck-through construction underneath the finish, to me, that little difference actually makes a huge difference in the overall look of the guitar. You combine that with the chrome hardware, the black pickup bobbins that match the ebony fretboard, and of course the chrome tuners, tuning machines up here, and matches the frets. It's just aesthetically, it's a really, really beautiful guitar, and it's the kind of thing where I think this guitar looks a lot more expensive than it actually is, which is always a good thing. Now, AIO over the years has changed their numbering system on these guitar models, because the guitar that really kicked off these neck-through guitars for them used to be called the TC1. It might still be called the TC1. And this was a Tele-style guitar with this amazing neck-through construction. And back when they were doing like the Wolf brand, right, you could get these Wolf paw print inlays done in abalone on the fretboard. It was a really cool, really unique guitar. It was one of the first guitars that I reviewed from these guys. And to me, that was the guitar that really kicked off the popularity in terms of these neck-through models. So yeah, that was the TC1, this is the S2, but they're both neck-through models. Anyway, obviously, when you go on the website and you take a look at the stuff that's available, it'll be very clear on there which ones are neck-through, which ones are bolt-ons, and which ones are like the full-on super strat shred-type guitars with the Floyd Rose bridges and all that stuff, which of course I love. There's always plenty to look at over there on the website, so I'll have links for all that stuff down in the video description below, as well as a link for the Boss unit that I was using for the demo. Okay guys, now let me ask you, if you are going for a traditional body shape like this, a Strat or a Tele, do you want to go with the traditional construction as well, meaning bolt-on construction, or do you like this blending of old and new where you've got a traditional classic body shape, but this nice modern, super smooth, super slick neck-through construction? Personally, I love this. If I'm going to play a Strat, especially the one with the 3 single coils, if I'm going to play a guitar like that, I love the fact that it has the neck-through construction and this wonderfully smooth neck joint here. That makes a big difference to me. So that's definitely my preference. But I know there's some people out there that still want it to be traditional in every way. But let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Thanks a ton for watching. I'm always thrilled to check out something from AIO because they consistently have good quality guitars, and they're always doing little tweaks and little sort of changes to make the guitars better and better and better, just a little piece at a time as the years goes by. And this guitar right here is no exception. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.